Yeah, so my client, he actually had cancer, and they had been treating his cancer. He was doing very well. He had pancreatic cancer, which can be deadly, but the treatments have improved recently. So they treated him, and they felt he was in good enough condition that they were going to remove part of his pancreas, which is a surgery that is used for pancreatic cancer. And so he underwent the operation. The operation was successful. They told everybody everything went fine. There was an X-ray taken following the surgery, and the radiologist noted that there appeared to be a retractor, which was lying next to my client on the operating table, and nobody followed up with it. They do a count of the instruments after an operation just to make sure they have, everything that went in came out, and either they didn't count or the count obviously was inaccurate because they left the retractor inside of him, and the X-ray that showed it lying beside him on the table actually showed it inside his body. Nobody caught it. So he left the hospital. He went home. He was having, significant pain, which you can imagine. It's a sizable retractor, probably 6 to 8 inches long. And they go back. He went back to the hospital a few days later. They did another type of exploratory operation, and they still didn't recognize that they had left this thing inside of him. So they closed him up after the second operation. He goes home. He's from North Carolina. He went back to North Carolina and, was having just ongoing abdominal pains and, a lot of problems going to his doctor down there. Flies back up to New York. They do a third operation about 2 months after the first one. And lo and behold, they discover then that the retractor was left inside during the first operation. Unfortunately, it had migrated to his intestine. They closed him back up, and he went back home to North Carolina, but he had developed a sepsis infection throughout his whole body from this retractor piercing his intestine, and he died about a month later after going back to North Carolina. So, tragic case, lovely guy, wonderful family, very intelligent family. They're all in the medical profession, nurses and physician's assistants. So, savvy people, and they put their trust in the hospital, and the result was a tragic result. A guy in his early 60s, still working, couple, I think he had 4 children and some grandchildren, and, the prime of his life, and a tragic situation. It's a brand new case. We have filed suit. Actually, the hospital's lawyers asked us if we want to try to settle the case early because obviously this is an indefensible case from a malpractice point of view. It's just a question of what it's worth. So, talking to the family and trying to see if this is something we want to resolve early or want to go through litigation. So it depends on how much they offer to settle the case.